Hello everyone, nubkeks here, and welcome back to Nub Star Rail again, brand new channel. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to see more. What I'm doing in today's video, this is, by the way, this image was via Reddit. Actually, can I go back? This was from Fourth Hollow on Reddit, so shout out to you. Thank you very much for producing this image. I thought this was probably the best visual representation I have seen of all of the banners and reruns that have happened in the game. What I want to do is look at, well, what could potentially be coming in the next few patches and consider, what to save up, what to expect. It's obviously guesswork. It's very hard to get these things right, but we can certainly see certain patterns. So for instance, characters that haven't been rerun in ages, like Jing Yuan, Luocha, they will eventually come back. So we could, for instance, say, well, Fu Xuan, who is considered to be one of the best characters in the game, certainly looks to be coming soon. And obviously we can make predictions as well about some of the characters in the story. So obviously moderate, maybe even story spoilers. I'll try not to intentionally spoil anything, but we'll be talking about, the key characters that are in the story, at least their names anyway. But let's bring up the notepad and let's go. So this is what I've got here. We're in 2.1 right now, and we know everything, and we even know for sure a bit about 2.2. I'm not 100% sure about the order, but we know that these are the two characters that are coming, Robin and Boothill. So in 2.1, Phase 1, right now, that's where we are. We've got Acheron and Luocha. In Phase 2, which is in a few weeks, it's like, what, 3 weeks or less? I don't know. Hang on. Where are we? Let's double check. Let's double check. I'm saving like mad, by the way, for this. Here we go. Actually, yeah, just slightly over 2 weeks. We'll be going into phase 2.2. Sorry, 2.1, part 2. We'll be having Aventurine, who's Imaginary Preservation, and Jing Liu, who's Ice and Destruction. And then, yeah, going into 2.2 after that, again, this phase 2 probably be around, slightly over 3 weeks or so. We know that we'll have Robin, who's Physical and Harmony, and Boothill, who's Physical and Hunt. Now, let's look at the other new characters that could be coming up. There's a few that definitely have to go in here. Robin is obviously key to the story. Boothill has emerged as key to the story as well he's just appeared in patch 2.1. Well, we've got Sam, the Stellaron Hunter, who has been featured very prominently in the story. Sam is definitely coming in. In fact, it's almost definitely, by the way, going to be fire and destruction. Sam is a boss. He's all about fire. There's the destruction light cone. I just got it for free from the 2.1 story, I think. Which is all about, so likely you can make a lot of big guesses about Sam, about sacrificing HP, being fire, destruction, all that sort of stuff. Sunday, Robin's brother, almost definitely coming in as well. Likely, I'm predicting he's almost definitely going to be a Harmony. I mean, unless there's some twist in the story, which is possible. It's certainly possible there'll be a big twist. Harmony is probably the most likely thing right now, seeing as, Harmony's sort of his whole deal, isn't it? So that's most likely. And possibly Ice, possibly Imaginary. It's hard to say for sure. We already do have an Ice Harmony with Ron May, but I mean, we already have, Lightning. Well, we didn't have a Lightning Nihility. No, we do have a Lightning Nihility already with Kafka, and Acheron still exists. So I don't think that they really mind doubling up. Ice seems to sort of fit Sunday's theme. We'll see. Certainly not fire anyway. That would be surprising. Could be Quantum. That could be interesting. I could see him being a Quantum Harmony. Though we've got, again, Sparkle who's Quantum Harmony. So who the heck knows? Jade from the IPC is also a very likely new character. Showed up again in the 2.1 story. IPC character almost definitely showing up. Wouldn't be shocked if she showed up in 2.2. So I think they're likely to come in. And then we need a fourth one, and I'm not really sure who that's going to be, but we would need a fourth character. My guess for where these might show up, let's say, I think that they will probably split them up to keep things interesting. This is obviously guesswork, but let's say Sam comes in 2.3. I think Sunday, as the other recognizable one, might actually go all the way to 2.4. They could run them both in 2.3, but I feel like, We don't even know who this last character is. Jade is kind of a new character as well, whereas Sam and Sunday have been really key to the story for ages. I feel like it's more likely that they'll split them up, so you've got a big, exciting new character per patch. It's sort of my guess, but it is obviously a guess. I think we'll probably see Jade here, and then we'll see who the heck knows over here. And obviously, these could be in any order as well. But I'm sort of putting them in like this. So this is what, oh, I missed a bracket. There we go. There we go. And fantastic. So that's sort of how we're looking. Let me actually move me over here as well. So I'm sort of not blocking this. If we look at them, the rerun characters, likely characters to be rerun. And sort of in order, we've got Fushuan, Topaz, Zila, Huahua, Argenti, Silverwolf, Ronmei, and Blade. Yeah, this is pretty much in order. I think they're quite likely to mix up the order, though. Like, Zila, funny enough, hasn't been rerun in ages. She's actually up to 8, which is equal to Topaz. Fushuan is the one who's gone the longest. Topaz is fairly likely. I think, especially with follow-up, right? Adventurine is a follow-up character. She's all about follow-up. It's very likely she's going to be rerun soon. Then Huahua, 7 times since hers. And then, funny enough, Silverwolf is at 6, so is Argenti, and then Ronmei equaling Blade at 5. So, what are we likely to see? Presuming they go by the similar pattern. Well, let me give you my best guess. So, I think that considering Aventurine is all about follow-up, I'm guessing we might even see Topaz right here as well. And Robin is a Harmony. She's all about buffing stuff up. Yeah, I think it's going to go into this. Seeing as we had as well Sparkle, who is all about, mostly about the single target buffs. I've seen people saying that Robin could be all about team-wide buffs. I think Topaz would fit into that sort of a double DPS team, would fit in quite nicely. But I think Topaz coming hot in the heels of Aventurine makes kind of a lot of sense, right? If you're into follow-up teams, it's like, oh, wow, 2 back-to-back. Okay, cool. There we go. And then over here, I do think that Fushuan is probably the most likely then to come in with Boot Hill, so that we've got sort of a big sustained character coming in here too. And you've got a nice variety of stuff going on. You've got 2 different hunt characters to choose between. I think that could make sense. I could also see them mixing things up, possibly putting Ronmei in as well. Because if you consider what they did in 2.1, you've got kind of the best new DPS versus the old time best DPS. You could put in possibly the best new Harmony versus Ronmei, so the old school best Harmony. Not that old, really. It would be quite early to rerun her, but I could absolutely see that as being something that they could do. But let's put in Topaz and Fushuan for now. Like, I did see people speculating that they were going to be the reruns actually for 2.1, and obviously they weren't. But it's been a long time since Fushuan. I think if she's not in 2.2, like, she's certainly in 2.3. I'd be shocked if it was longer. But yeah, I think this looks like a solid enough 2.2. Harmonies, I think, are extremely powerful in this game. I've seen it called, like, Harmony Star Rail. So that's cool. Topaz is definitely more niche. Boot Hill may be a bit niche as well. Like, these hunt characters, I feel, are quite niche in the game. So then having Fushuan as the big one, that's certainly not niche. Basically amazing everywhere. Yeah, you've got, I think, some pretty high value characters there. Sam coming in 2.3 then, he's definitely a high value character. This is one that people are really excited for. So my guess would be, let's really double down and make this a very difficult choice, and let's even put in Ronmei. Right? So you've got the big Harmony in this patch, but then you've got the big Harmony in this patch as well. This would be kind of early for Ronmei to come back, but I think that's just making it a really tough decision, right? Sam versus Ronmei. Who the heck do you go for? Not easy. And then, again, I think you maybe mix it up here a little bit as well. And we, again, just make things really, really difficult. And we put in Huahua into phase 2. So you've got Jade, who's this new character. Maybe not quite as exciting. But then you've got Huahua, who's a bit more, do you need a big sustain? Okay, well, there you go. And again, we don't have any other sustainers in here. So I'm sort of, spreading out the sustains a good bit. We'll see if that makes sense. But Yeah, then moving forward, Sunday, I think it's been quite a while since Zila's banner, so putting Zila in makes sense. We got a nice big damage character in there. We've got a big damage character here as well. The damage ones are definitely the big sellers. So, damage, damage, damage here, damage, damage, possibly damage with Jade, damage. And then we, I guess, want some sort of damage character here as well. I actually think they could even bring Blade back kind of a bit early, giving, some wind love right there. That could be cool as well. So yeah, these are sort of my guess. It's obviously very much guesses. All of this stuff is, I'm sure, even subject to change. I doubt that they've fully decided themselves. But yeah, I think roughly speaking, this is what we're looking at. Now, the ones I've left out that are likely reruns are Argenti and Silver Wolf. They're certainly possible. I mean, maybe Silver Wolf is even a better guess because, a big Nihility character like that is pretty appealing for people that just pull Acheron. So maybe waiting that long maybe that's too long, actually. Maybe that is too long, Maybe we switch out Blade for Silver Wolf. Maybe that would make... In fact, let's probably do that, right? Give Acheron... no, let's leave Blade in there. Let's leave Blade in there. But yeah, Silver Wolf coming in. I don't know. Let's see. So these are sort of my guesses. These are my guesses for what might be coming. I think all of these characters are possible. It's just the order, which is certainly the big question. But yeah, like I said, I think this gives us a fairly good mix of sort of constant damage characters. So, people like damage characters. That's cool. We've got a nice mix of the harmony characters going throughout as well. And yeah, we've got a nice mix of the sustains too. So yeah, let me know. What do you think? For me, I'm probably going to do the next video, which will be sort of about preparing Stellar Jades and stuff and what to save up. For me, I've actually skipped Acheron and Luocha. I'm going to be going for Aventurine. And then the question becomes, Topaz definitely stands out then as possibly a really good thing, right? So I'll have Aventurine and Dr. Ratio possibly grabbing Topaz will make some sense. Between Aventurine and then I like my Bailu. Certainly Fushuan is a massive upgrade to Bailu, but I don't know. I think getting another Harmony or maybe the follow-up Synergy, if that is what happens, might be more valuable for me than getting the Fushuan. Because, I can run Aventurine and Lynx, which is pretty good. Lynx sort of a budget Fushuan type of thing. Aventurine's Preservation. So I don't know. I'm conflicted about that. For me, I think I will be skipping Boot Hill. He looks cool. Space Cowboy, that's cool. But we got the free Doctor Ratio as a new player, so I'm not super in the mood for another hunt character per se, and I'm very likely to pick up Clara for my 300 pulls, so that's going to be a good ways away. But I do like Clara, so or I like Svarog more accurately, so probably build up her. So physical is not super urgent. Topaz is kind of nice because I don't have that many good fire characters. That's a bit limited, certainly for single target damage. I don't have obviously Himiko either, but possibly that's something that could be pulled at some point, failing a 50-50. I don't know. But fire is something that's lacking for me, so that could be cool. Sam is an interesting one. Like, this would be a big one here. Sam could add a lot. Ron May could add a lot. So yeah, I'm not sure. It's possible. Maybe I skip 2.1 entirely if this is how it is, and we go hard on 2.3 instead. I'm just not quite sure what the synergies there will be. So we'll see. So that's sort of what I'm thinking. I just think it's fun because, there's so much hype for Acheron at the moment. But like when I was putting this together, I was thinking, man, there's a lot of hype for every character. And I think you can get one every patch and a half. So like, let's say out of phase 2.1, so out of 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, I could get probably two of these characters. So I could pick up probably, so free to play, probably pick up about two. And that's it, right? So for me, that would be Aventurine. I think it's the smart pick. And then it's going to be hard to get someone from 2.2. Maybe I'll be pushed into 2.3. So yeah, who's the smart pick in 2.3? If I pick up Aventurine, I do have a good few saved up actually, so maybe I'll be okay. But Ron May maybe would stand out. If she did come, that would probably stand out as the smartest choice because she's so strong, arguably like the strongest character in the game right now and very universal. Just like building up the account in as broadly as possible. Yeah, we'll see. What do you think? What are you expecting? And which would be your top picks to go for from this list? But yeah, that's sort of my predictions. We'll see how things go. I'm sure it's all going to be wrong because we're predicting so far ahead. But these are some of the sort of likely things I think coming forwards, and I think it's an interesting task to do. We'll probably revisit this, as we go through each patch, and I get a better feel for how they Hoyoverse likes to do things, shall we say? But yeah, some predictions, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Remember, like and subscribe for the new channel. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.